This is a 100% true story that happened whilst I lived on a sailing boat. Being of the seas definitely ensured some weird practices in your upbringing. I didn't enjoy it. Actually, I spent most of my time trying to escape the regime because, contrary to popular belief, I did not actually enjoy being stranded in the middle of the ocean on a piece of aluminium coated with wood. I'm not saying I don't appreciate the experiences, but I would not classify them as awesome. Keep in mind that I was stuck there with my mum, you know her, share for recurring characters, and well, my stepdad, to whom we'll refer to as Dr. House from now on. I was going to call him Snape, but Alan Rickman is too hot, but at least now you get the vibe. It was like putting Harry and Snape on a sailing boat in the middle of the ocean for 7 years. Some of my responsibilities, according to him, included anything to do with the ropes, anchors, flags, cleanliness, breakfast, not throwing up, shutting up, and anything and everything that they haven't noticed yet but I will be punished for not doing. So fun, so Dursleys. Our story begins on a beautiful day in Calabria where he set out on a journey to Sardinia. So the first day was actually alright. I didn't even throw up that much, which was a surprise. His actual footage, feeling well good, I must say. So apparently we devoured the shrimps and then I passed out under the navigation chair in the living room. Like, I know what you might be thinking, but no, this was actually way more comfortable than sleeping in my room, which was at the bow of the boat. And it was literally smashing at the waves all the time. You could hear everything. It was horrifying. As per usual, that night I got woken up to help with the navigation. I would sit on the table and watch out for any debris or rocks coming our way. Like, this was all before digital maps were the norm. You don't want to be stuck in the middle of the sea doing this. The night was rough. The waves looked madder and darker than I've ever seen before.
Wow, dramatic. I'd just like to say that if you've ever been in really deep waters in a storm, you'll know the darkness and the wind from hell that surrounds this sort of situation. But at least usually there's these rings in the sea that make it look endless. Very calming. If you know what those are called, by the way, comment below, let me know. So we couldn't see those anymore. A lot more foam around us than we'd usually prefer. It gets 7 on the before scale. Not like bad, but certainly don't want it to get any worse. Also, this wasn't just your chill ride in the storm. The boat hit the waves so many times the front hatches opened for all of their contents to fly out. Soon things were breaking and flying off the boat. The sea double glazing our boat, my mother's precious rollerblades pushing up and down. She was desperate to fetch them, but we didn't let her. Throughout the night, Dr. House was getting visibly more intense, listening to Channel 16, the international calling and distress channel, glaring at the radar. Unbeknownst to me, the boat has long stopped moving and we were now being pushed back rather than going anywhere.
At this point, we couldn't risk it. We had a flare gun ready if the situation called for it. The boat was slamming at the waves. The whole side path is in the water, flooded. Let me be clear, we're in the middle of the sea, there's no one around. So I'm sitting on the table and I hear something definitely hit the boat, but I didn't see anything. Dr. House turns from his navigation chair and sternly asks me, "What was that?" Now, I could have said nothing, but I said, "It's the anchor." I could have just agreed it was a barrel, but I repeated, "It's the anchor. I know the sounds of my chains." And of course, it was the anchor. With this realization, Dr. House had another surge of insanity and sent my mum to the bow of the boat to wheel the anchor back onto the boat in the middle of the night. Why? Well, he proposed the idea that the anchor might get tangled into the propellers, but there is 80 meters of the chain on board, and now that it's in the water, the anchor's way past the phase of damaging the propellers and more into the phase of being lost in the middle of the sea. Yet, he still decided to send my mum, the only non-Dursley family member, to wheel in the anchor. It was still the same storm raging outside. Just that this time, the real danger is that the chain's going to get tangled. Jeez, not losing the only capable member of our crew. Now let me tell you something about wheeling in anchors whilst you're in the middle of the sea, in a storm, on a moving boat. Not gonna happen. Even the whole cast of Avengers couldn't have done it. Maybe the Hulk, but my mum was certainly not turning green just yet. From being dead in the middle of the sea. Alright, okay, I've got to stop here. Part 2 will be up very soon. Stay tuned. I would love for you to hear the rest of the video, but I just can't upload a 20-minute video here. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys soon. If she falls off the boat now, in this wind, there is no way for me to retrieve her from the 4-meter waves, from the mountainous sea, with him inside the boat with our little life ring on the side.